Hello, my name is Anthony Tolda. I'm an expert ponerologist, and I'm making this video to expose an individual who I filed with on ICE. His name is Sergei Tsytsarev. He's originally from Russia, and he does have enough of an existing criminal record to be deported. However, ICE is very backed up. They said that they will come pick him up if he gets arrested again, and I'm hoping that making this video will encourage more people to come forward with information either anonymously or willing to go on the record. So far, all of the information I've gathered, the individuals wish to remain anonymous, and when you look at what appears to be a bloody bed, you know, it's understandable that if these sources are women, and most of them are, that they'd want to remain anonymous. Now, he is an IT person and into film, so it's very possible he would know how to make those bloodstains appear slightly brighter so that it looks like fake blood, vice versa. He's someone who would definitely be I'm confident, to alter the color of fake blood to look real or real look fake, vice versa. When you combine this with an apparent suicide from a young woman, age 42, that worked with them on this film, This Is My Long Island, the other obituaries don't even cite that it was an apparent suicide. So I find this very suspicious, especially, with the testimony I have and, his history of targeting women, allegedly, and my knowledge of antisocial personality disorder from what I've noticed of him in person when he came to set me up on an assault or harassment charge. I didn't take the bait. I called the cops and had him removed, and he was told if he came back he'd be arrested for trespassing. So I almost hope he does come back so he can get arrested and ICE could pick him up, but I don't think he would expose himself to that. So if anybody could come forward with any information that would lead to the arrest of Sergei Tsytsarev, which would lead to ICE picking him up and deporting him, we would definitely be doing whoever would do this would be doing a great service towards protecting American women, because that's, allegedly that's who he's targeting. His business partner, I don't really know that much about him. I do know that these two hang around the Rockville Center area, so women in that area should be specifically concerned. And his business partner happens to be related to the mayor and former mayor of Rockville Center, so this may be a case of a couple of people thinking they have carte blanche to do whatever they want due to that connection, and perhaps some other connections I've yet to verify locally. But this is a very serious case. It's a very serious problem, and I'm noticing what appears to be a pattern of targeting women from this individual. I don't think that any of my efforts are really going to do very much to stop him from doing this again. So, it's anybody's guess how many more potential victims are out there. He has a knowledge of psychology from a family member, plus knowledge of the law from a family member. So if anybody knew how to, weed out a victim and take advantage of them, knowing that that the stats of this type of crime being reported are very low, and that it's done in a way where he knows what the law is, it would be very easy for him to skirt the law and have dozens of victims for all we know. So
when you realize that your entire relationship has been a fraud, that absolutely none of it was real, that the most profound experiences you've ever had in love, and every nuance, every subtle moment, every special moment, everything that you think you've bonded in, is absolutely false. You were there alone, completely alone. It was one-sided. Is devastating beyond words. And so it completely altered. It was a life-altering event, and it almost killed me.
And I am reminded on this holy day of the sad story of Kitty Genovese. As you all may remember, a long time ago, almost 30 years ago, this poor soul cried out for help time and time again, but no person answered her calls. though many saw, no one so much as called the police. They all just watched as Kitty was being stabbed to death in broad daylight. They watched as her assailant walked away. Now, we must all fear evil men. But there is another kind of evil which we must fear most, and that is the indifference of good men.
Please press 5. To report child exploitation crimes such as child pornography or foreign travel to engage in unlawful activities with children, press 6. To report terrorist activity or information related to national security, press 7. To report financial crimes such as banking violations, bulk cash smuggling, or money laundering, press 8. To report any other type of illegal activity, press 9.
Homeland Security Investigations, how may I assist you?
I'd like to update a previous report.
Okay, how long ago did you make it?
Approximately, I think 3 weeks ago.
Okay, 1 second while I open up my database.
Okay.
Okay, and the person you reported was?
Sergei Tsytsarev.
Are you Anthony?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, 1 second. Keep in mind that any new information you provide has to actually be new information, and not any information that you already provided or that could possibly slow down
Right, I understand.
the process. For us, new information would be, for example, the address you provided before is no longer good. The person moved. You're giving us a new address, something that's significant like that. So what is your new information?
Well, I found 2 more arrests that I didn't know about before.
Okay, we know all the person's complete criminal history. All we have to do is type in the person's name, the date of birth, and we have everything that the person's ever done, from even jaywalking. So you wouldn't have to give us any updates on other arrests that the person has. We have access to all that information. Whenever someone's arrested or anywhere in the country, all that information goes into a national database. Now, a lot of times people are arrested for things that they don't never get convicted for, but it's still listed in there. So that's not something that we would have to update the report and have it start the whole process over. We just work the reports in the order that they receive them, but when we find a person's criminal history, we know everything about it.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. I found a second date of birth used, and I found they were asking for the middle name last time. I didn't have it in front of me. I don't know if that helps. If you want the middle name, you have to have it. It gets confusing because his father has the same name.
Keep in mind these people have multiple aliases.